You're watching the Frye Show on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by Minster Bank, Plus One Professionals, Albert Sporting Goods, American Legion Post 323, Fowler's TV, Eagles Lodge 767, Speckman Automotive, Auglaze Audiology, Rabel's Auto Service, American Manufacturing Solutions, VFW 9289, Auglaze Equipment Rental, Guarneri's Pizzeria, Vogel's Bake Shop, Schaff Auto Sales, Miller Funeral Homes, and Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
Some of the scores around the playoff picture last week, of course, in Division III, Region 12, Hamilton-Baden defeated Shawnee by a score of 17-0. Now that score there kind of surprises me because Hamilton-Baden scored all their points in the first half, and Shawnee shut them out in the second.
Hamilton-Baden had a touchdown call back in the second half, so they moved the ball on them. They just didn't score in the second half. Mm-hmm.
Bellbrook, also in Region 12, defeated Wapak 42-32, and of course St. Mary's defeated Chaminade-Julienne 24-21. Over in Division 4, Region 14, Van Wert defeated Wauseon 53-20. And in Division 5, Region 18, OG shut out Apple Creek Waynedale by a score of 53-0. So now that's set things up for the regional semifinals. Let's take a look. In Division 3, Region 12, of course, St. Mary's is on the road. They'll take on Hamilton-Baden at a neutral field. They'll be playing at Trotwood-Madison this week. Bellbrook is taking on Tippecanoe. Bellbrook, the number 3 seed, Tippecanoe, the number 7 seed. The winners of these two ball games will play in the regional championship on Friday, November 12th at a site to be determined. In Division 4, Region 14, the number 2 seed Clyde takes on the number 3 seed Van Wert. And in Division 5, Region 18, it's the number 1 seed Otsego will take on the number 5 seed, the OG Titans. Also in Division 5, Region 18, the Versailles Tigers out of the MAC are still in the playoff hunt. And some area teams that are still in the playoff picture, Anna, Marion Local, Coldwater, and St. Henry, all teams out of the MAC. So a lot of area teams still going at it, and so hopefully we can move her on down and make it to Canton-Massillon.
It's a goal.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, before we get into talking a little bit about last week's games, the All-Western Buckeye League team came out this week, and of course the Rough Riders had some team players on there. Well, let's run down some of those as far as the Western Buckeye League All-League team is concerned. For St. Mary's, your Western Buckeye League co-defensive lineman of the year was Dylan Giesege, and the WBL kicking specialist of the year was Brandon Bowers. That's a tribute to their play.
Yeah, well deserved by both of them. If you watch any St. Mary's football game, you see our kicker, number 1, because he's booming in the end zone, and number 2, you see Dylan Gieseke showing up quite a bit.
First team offense, guard Stosh Patterson was the first team offensive guard. Now, to me, and this is my opinion only, it kind of surprises me that we only had one all-league first-team lineman, especially when you look at the Rough Riders being the number 1 rushing team in the Western Buckeye League. Kind of a surprise in my eyes. But nonetheless, on defense, first team, Tanner Howell at linebacker, Dylan Gieseke, of course, and the interior lineman, Stosh Patterson. Of course, that's quite an honor for Stosh to be on all-league first team on offense and defense. Mm-hmm. Second team offense, running back Ross Henshin, well-deserved, tight end Ryan Meyer, and the center Chase Jacobs. Honorable mention goes to Braden Hemmelgarn, Ryan Davis, and Braxton King. I think take us inside, because I don't think I'm unaware of how the all-league team is selected. So take us inside the war room, if you will, on the process of how this all-league team is selected.
Before I move on, though, Ty Keel, he was second-team defensive back as
Was
well.
he?
Yeah, it wasn't listed on the media. It kind of got screwed up in the wash. So he was second-team defensive back. And Braden Hemmelgarn was honorable mention running back as well. Okay. So those two guys kind of got left off the list, but they actually made it in the real voting, I guess. So we go to Kenton every year. It's a Wednesday. Last Wednesday we went to Kenton. You sit down and you live vote. So you can't vote for your own kid. You put your kids up. You cannot vote for your own kids, so the rest of the league coaches vote. It's a 6-5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on every position, and the chips fall how the chips fall. Usually if you win the league, which were 2 co-champs this year, more kids get voted all league. We weren't the league champs, so we had a few less this year.
And normally the coach of the year is usually the coach of the Western Buckeye League champion, of course, co-champions this year in the Western Buckeye League. Now, when you factor everything in as far as a player, when you vote, is statistics brought up, or do you just kind of remember about how they played throughout the course of the season and how they've done?
Honestly, for us, number one and number one only for us, how we vote is how they played against us. So we go off of a live game, how they played against us, and we take a lot of time as coaches sitting down and looking at our opponents and saying, hey, this kid had a heck of a game against him. We need to give him points. And if you play 10 weeks really well, then you should get all the votes. So that's how we feel about it. We vote for a few different people than some other people vote for, because if kid played well against us, then they get our vote.
Absolutely. Well, I hope that brings to some light to our viewers of how the All-Western Buckeye League team is selected from year to year. Coach, big win here at Grand Lake Health System Field last week over Dayton CJ, 24-21. Let's take a look at the clips, if you will, and we're going to go right down just like we did last week from kickoff to finish. This is the onside kick to start the ball game. Did this surprise some people?
Did it surprise me that it was the opening kickoff? Yes, a little bit. But did we work it all week in practice? Yes, we did. But live action, live speed, it's darn hard to work an onside kick in practice without getting somebody killed.
Now, one of the things that I kind of thought of, maybe they caught that, and I didn't see it when I watched the clip, that the front line of the offense or the routine takes off early.
Yeah, we bailed a little too quick, which shouldn't have happened. So, but like I said, it's hard to rep a live. In practice all week, we were fielding them just fine, but we don't run bodies at them, you know what I mean? So it's a little different when you got 11 guys running at your face. And it hit them in the hands and just bounced off of them. And sometimes that's how the chips fly. And I told our kids before the game, don't flinch. So that was just a tough start. You got punched in the mouth at the beginning, but we kept going and kept going. So.
And we'll see a couple of more of those as the game went on.
Sure.
This here is CJ on offense. This one here, it looks to me like Drew Dameyer got his hand on the football.
Yeah, it looks like he tipped it a little bit there. And, yeah, definitely anytime you get your hands up and knock a ball down, it's good for your DBs.
This is just a good stop by your defensive front. They pursued well all night, I think.
Yeah, our kids play hard, and they play with a lot of moxie over there and a lot of confidence and a lot of pride. So, yeah, as long as they continue to get to the ball and fly around, I'm happy.
This is CG. I think this is their first score.
Yeah, they were very athletic. We knew that we were going to have trouble limiting them all night.
Right.
But we figured, heck, we can keep them in front of us, and we can continue to play great football, fundamental football, and doing the little things right.
And here's the ensuing kickoff.
Yeah, we moved some different guys up there in the middle because I was a little worried about Ryan Davis the rest of the night there because he's a lineman, you know, and he's very good at setting the wall. But, you know, obviously teams do things, you change, you adapt throughout the game.
That was Keegan Sharp on the return, so
good field.
Good, give you Riders good field position. This is the Rough Riders' first offensive series.
Yeah, we weren't doing anything too fancy, and a lot of the Cincinnati media says, man, it seems like very boring football. I said, I'm happy with very boring football. So we're going to continue to play boring football and do it right. Hopefully do it better than that, not jump off sides, do the little things correctly.
Well, on the night, again, I don't think we threw a pass all night. 63 rushing plays, 292 yards on the ground. So, again, there was not anything real flashy, but you just kept plugging along, getting 6-7 yards at a pop. And, you know, again, you're looking at 2nd down and 4, 2nd down and 3, and you can do a lot of things with that.
And like I said, with our offense, that's how we define toughness on offense. That's getting 4 yards a pop, moving the chains, doing the little things right to get to where we need to go.
This is your all-league punter, Brandon Bowers.
You can say that now. You got a little new catchphrase, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
good punt. Yeah, hung a little too much there, though. So went better for a little hit inside the 10 there. We could have downed it, but hey.
I think this is a good play here right by your linebacker, Drew Dameyer.
He continues to get better.
Now, did you give him 2 stickers last week for that hustle?
I did not, but we don't give as many stickers in the playoffs. So, but he did get a sticker. He has plenty of stickers.
He gets an attaboy.
Yeah, an attaboy. Pat on the back. You know what I mean? Great hustle. So
Force CJ into punt.
Yep. Yeah, it's tough here. You're scared me. Yeah. I like to get a poison call there. It's scaring me a little bit, those returners, man. But like I said, that's a tough job. It's like fielding a fly ball that's going 7 different ways sideways as an outfielder. So they're doing their job.
Yep, they are.
Yep.
Aiden Hinkle continues to play well. They're just straight up the gut and just powers his way forward.
Earnhardt, baby. That's what Kobe calls it. Kobe likes to call him Earnhardt. And that number 3, right? So,
right.
Yeah. It's a good run by Hemmelgarn here. It's not blocked very well on the edge, but sometimes you see Braden Hemmelgarn just make plays that
and you just
aren't
see
blocked
him,
very well.
You see him from time to time. Just all of a sudden, he'll see that hole. He'll square his shoulders up, and he'll just move it forward.
Very patient, and one of the natural sweep runners we've ever had. So it's a good surge here. Henshin running extremely hard. That's kind of what we've done all year.
Ross Henshin on the night, 31 carries, 148 yards. His longest was 15 yards, averaged 4.8 yards per carry. Mm-hmm. And again, you didn't do anything fancy. You know, no counters, no real wide sweeps, anything like that. Just off tackle and traps.
Yeah, boring football, baby. Yeah.
But it got you 24 points and a win.
24 points and a win that's fun. So,
exactly. I think that play there sets up this touchdown run here.
Yeah, I was impressed with our quarterback sneak on Friday. I thought we were getting better there, and I kind of the last few weeks I didn't think we were getting the same type of surge. I know they move more bodies in there, but I don't care. I mean, we do that. That's what we do. So I thought we were better.
Since we're watching the Rough Riders on defense, I'm going to ask you this.
I don't watch the defense. So.
That's true, you don't.
That's a heck of a hit, by the way, Ty Keel.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah. That's that moxie, though, I'm talking about. That's what I said. The toughness on defense is the moxie and then that swagger, and you're seeing that a lot from Ty Keel.
And he played with a lot of emotion. Because here it is about another play later. That's a different play. That kid got smoked.
Yeah, and I'm happy with that. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? I'm glad they let him play, and he's a physical kid. And
that pays dividends down toward the end of the game because these receivers are, they're listening for feet.
Drop balls, a lot more drops, and
Absolutely.
a lot more other things. So
And I was going to ask you, Tanner Howell broke his ankle. How's that healing?
It's healing up all right. Who knows? He said it was 6 weeks from the injury. So, like we kind of talked about before, who knows? It depends on if he can get back, and he's going through some rehab right now.
Yeah,
so, kind of just leaving it on him if it's
Sure.
a decision to come back.
Sense.
Yep.
Another carry by Hemmelgarn.
Very good run by Hemmelgarn, and like I said, he's very good at running the sweep.
Just keeps his legs moving.
Yeah.
That's all you can ask.
And each week it's a new running back, and 1 week it's their week, the next week it's another week, and I'm just proud that their egos don't get in the way, and they all come back to work every Monday and don't care who's getting the prize. Mm-hmm. They want the whole prize together.
Absolutely. So. Aiden Hinkle, 16 carries. We just saw him on that last play. 16 carries, 86 yards, 1 touchdown. He averaged 5.4 yards per carry.
The only bad part is I think we have 4 first-team WBL running backs in our backfield that didn't really get anything. So It's frustrating in that aspect, but I love that the team guys. It was a quarterback sneak again. I like those. Their fullback dive.
Yep. Hinkle for a
Go
touchdown.
Walked in, yeah. Kid's getting better.
Gavin Reinecke on the night had 8 carries, 20 yards. All those pretty much quarterback sneaks. So those he averaged 2.5 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. It's a good job by Dylan Giesius. Right before halftime, he gets the quarterback, and there's a chance for them to still score points there. So it's a good job.
I think one of the things that stuck out in my mind, and Zach brought it to my attention at halftime, was the time of possession. I think it was like 18 minutes for St. Mary's and 6 minutes for CJ that was on the field. So keep the ball away from their offense, they can't do any damage.
It's how we like to beat these spread offenses. You know, they're not playing offense. It's hard for them to beat you. They call it analytics or something, don't they?
Is that what it is?
I don't know. That's deeper than me, but I just thought that in my head.
Well, that's a 50-cent word.
Is that like an analytic thing? Everyone talks in the NFL about analytics. Our analytics is take the ball and hold on to it longer than you. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Now, this is a school record 41-yard field goal. He probably could have made it from 50.
Oh, yeah. We've been waiting on it forever, you know, the school record kick.
But, you know, it didn't occur to me until basically after the game that was a pretty important field goal.
Huge, yeah. You want to hear something crazy? We did it with 10 guys on the field. We were missing a tight end, and I didn't realize it until after the game either. So obviously, my guy who's counting bodies on the sideline, he got a little earful when my coach at the end said, "Hey, you know, we'd kick that with 10 guys on the field." I was like, "What?" Like I was moving so fast, I didn't realize, but he obviously counted wrong. So we need to make sure we get that figured out.
That was a nice field goal, though.
He can thank Braden Hemmelgarn too for the record because he lost 3 yards from the play before that.
Oh, so. There you go. You know what? Now, don't get me wrong. Chandler is a good quarterback.
Yeah,
he can throw the football, but when you put pressure on him and have to make him change his thought process of where he's going to throw the football, it was a struggle for him at times.
Yeah. He's a high schooler. I mean, high school kids, whenever you can get pressure on them at quarterback, and they have trouble reading the whole progression, and that's what we like to do at times.
This here is a phenomenal interception right there.
Play the game, by far.
Absolutely.
And
that's 2 stickers,
yeah,
by the way.
that should be like 7. But that's a play of the game, in my opinion. And honestly, Keegan Sharp, that's just because every day he's out there, a squirrely little guy, just constantly making plays like that, and it's like, what the heck, man? You're like 5'3", you know what I mean? So he's not 5'3", he's taller than that, but he just it's a heck of a play. So
yeah, that was
wrestling athleticism or something like that.
I think that was the word that was used.
I heard you. I said I watch you guys. Yeah.
I think that come from the truck.
Yeah.
It did. Yeah. That exactly came from the truck.
But no, it was a great pick. Yeah, you saw Aiden Hinkle there on the trap. It's normal Aiden Hinkle stuff right there. That's kind of become boring, right? Yeah.
It's got to be exciting to know that he's coming back for another year.
I love it. Yeah, it's great, and he got a great attitude, and he comes to work every day, and he's really fun to be around. All of them are, honestly. There's Ross again, getting yardage, getting 4. You know,
bulls forward, puts his shoulder down. Of course, things got a little touchy at the time. I think temper started to flare a little bit on the CJ side from time to time. But
it was a little chippy, but it's part of football.
It is.
Yeah.
That's just flat out hard-nosed running right there.
It is. Like I said,
north and south.
Yeah. Get 4. Good run by Ross as well here. It's the same play. We're not recreating the wheel here.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just doing it right.
And Zach noticed there's a couple of times that he noticed that the defensive linemen, they're just like throwing up their hands. We don't know what to do. We can't stop them.
When you do it right, good things happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a testament to our kids. Our kids are still willing to do things right. It's 2021, and most people want to be throwing a ball in the backyard, throwing it around, that sort of jazz. But kids are willing to show up every day and get better at the basics.
Gavin Reinecke on his quarterback sneak. That's his second touchdown of the ball game.
Good job getting in the end zone. This maybe breathe a little bit.
This is another onside
kick. This is a very, very good job by Mabry there, freshman kid jumping in and fielding it. So
I'm sure Zach will go over rules of the game with Mark, but because it never bounced, it never hit the ground, it was up in the air.
I don't know if it's legal or what.
Can he call a fair catch?
Can he fair catch it? Yes, he can. He can fair catch darn near anything, I think, right? I don't know. You guys.
And not unless if it hits the ground and rolls, he couldn't. But as long as it pops it up in the air, I think he can call a fair catch.
Yeah.
Then if he gets hit,
it's tough though because things are moving so daggone fast. You know what I mean? I give you a fair catch, you get the ball. I believe in simplicity. You know what I mean? So that's hard to tell a kid.
And there's a lot of head games that go on.
Yeah.
What do you do when you do it? Because everything in real time is is split decision.
Yeah, it
and
is.
you have to make it at the right time. It'd be like calling a fair catch. 99.9% of the time, a kid's not going to say, I'm going to call a fair catch if it pops up in the air like that.
Should have been all of them with a fair catch.
Exactly.
I guess that's probably something to think about.
So the Rough Riders come away with a 24-21 win over Dayton Chaminade Julienne. That moves them into the regional semifinals against the Rams of Hamilton-Baden, the number 1 seed in the region. We're going to take a quick break, hear from our sponsors, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming game Friday at Trotwood-Madison against the Hamilton-Baden Rams right after this.
You're watching the Bo Frye Show on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by Minster Bank, Plus One Professionals, Albert Sporting Goods, American Legion Post 323, Fowler's TV, Eagles Lodge 767, Speckman Automotive, Auglai's Audiology, Rabel's Auto Service, American Manufacturing Solutions, VFW 9289, Auglai's Equipment Rental, Guarneri's Pizzeria, Vogel's Bake Shop, Schaff Auto Sales, Miller Funeral Homes, and Speed's Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
All righty, we welcome you back once again to the Bo Frye Show. Joe Hurlbert alongside head coach Bo Frye. And again, like we do each and every week, you saw the sponsors roll across your screen. If you get an opportunity, stop by and say thanks to those sponsors for allowing us to do what we do, because without their financial support, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. But Coach, the Hamilton-Baden Rams, they are the number 1 seed in the region. They are 11-0 on the season. They come out 4-0 in the Greater Catholic League, but they play in the co-ed division. So they don't play in the same division as Dayton Chaminade Julienne. Their head coach, Nick Yorty. This is a ball club that is pretty well balanced. They come in offensively, averaging about 33 points a game until last week when Shawnee Indians held them just 17. Of course, you said earlier in the show that they got a touchdown called back in the second half. Until the game against Shawnee, they had scored 30 or more points in 5 straight ball games in 7 of their first 10. So it's impressive on paper, but here again, as I always say, as we look at teams across the state of Ohio, who do they play? What's the strength of their schedule? What's the strength of their conference? So we don't know that. So, but you just have to go with what the numbers show. But they've got a pretty good ball club.
Oh, very good. They're undefeated for a reason. They're talented on the receiving core. They're talented up front on the offense. They're talented at the quarterback. They're very physical on defense, and they're talented on defense. So they're a very talented football team.
So they got a quarterback, Landon Vidrick, I believe that's how you say it. He's pretty much does everything for them. So we'll contain him. He maybe can contain the Hamilton-Baden Rams. He's thrown for over 1,323 yards, 10 touchdowns, 2 picks. He's 91 rushes, 755 yards, but he's also scored 14 touchdowns. So he has scored or has been responsible for 24 touchdowns throughout the course of the season. So maybe as he goes, so do the Hamilton-Baden Rams. We'll just have to see what your defense has to throw against him.
Yeah, he's very good. He can run. He can throw. He's a Division I baseball recruit, so definitely a talented athlete.
And defensively, they're giving up about 8.2 points a ball game. This is also a strong point. They've got some decent kids. Logan New, 62 tackles, 7 sacks on the season. Hunter Harrison, 41 tackles. Eli Emmons, 94 tackles. He leads the team in tackles. So they'll swarm to the football.
Big physical defensive line, 2 linebackers that fill and flow the ball very well. This is a playoff defense team that you run into.
And, of course, this is kind of a little sidebar. We're heading down to Trotwood-Madison, and if folks remember a few years back when the Cowbell Mafia went down and followed Trotwood-Madison, we built kind of a neat rapport with Trotwood community, and hopefully there'll be some Trotwood folks there to cheer on the Rough Riders.
Yeah, we'll see. I haven't heard anything, but hopefully.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of the Bo Frye Show. Rider Nation Station will be there. In what capacity as of yet? is yet to be determined. But we'll be there to bring you all the action as the St. Mary's Rough Riders take on the Hamilton-Baden Rams. For head coach Bo Frye, I'm Joe Hurlbert. We'll see you next time. So long, everyone.
You're watching the Bo Frye Show on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by Minster Bank, Plus One Professionals, Albert Sporting Goods, American Legion Post 323, Valor's TV, Eagles Lodge 767, Speckman Automotive, Auglaze Audiology, Rabel's Auto Service, American Manufacturing Solutions, VFW 9289, Auglaze Equipment Rental, Guarneri's Pizzeria, Vogel's Bake Shop, Schaff Auto Sales, Miller Funeral Homes, and Speed's Chiropractic and Wellness Center. Thanks for watching another episode of Rider Nation Station. Help us help you by subscribing on YouTube or following us on Facebook.